So, yesterday I came out here. It was a little warmer than today, but today is still pretty nice and beautiful. I did my thing. I got home and forgot my keys inside my car. Had to call my insurance company and had somebody come and unlock my car for me, which took a while. And then I finally uploaded the video that I had. And then after I uploaded it and I checked it, I realized that the sound, the audio went away less than halfway into it. And then, in case you guys saw that video yesterday shortly, that's the reason why I removed it and I deleted it. And I'm out here now recording it again for the second time. Because my gear on my microphone, stuff, the battery died on it. I didn't know I didn't have any juice left. So I ended up having to charge everything last night, and it's fine now. So, what I was talking about was how music has helped me in my life in this journey in so many ways. And when I talk about music, I'm talking about good music. The stuff that's on a frequency that is actually soothing, healing for the soul, for the psyche, for our self-development and growth. Growing up, my grandfather on my mother's side, he was huge, big listener of classical music. He listened to just about everything. His collection was enormous. He had probably thousands of different recordings of different people. He listened to anything that was classical. Beethoven, Mozart, Bach, Vivaldi, Schumann, the Tchaikovsky, the list goes on. It's endless. I don't even remember all the names. It would be hard because there were a lot of them. He liked them all. Some more than others, but he enjoyed classical music. That was his thing. That was his jam. So growing up listening to that stuff was a blessing in a way. And I had many conversations with my grandfather about these things. He owned books, like super thick, big books that talked about the history of classical music and the composers and the writers and their lives, and how the big common thing among all of them, which is ironic, is that they all had a lot of drama and tragedy going in their lives in some way or another. Each one of them had their own challenges and issues that they had to deal with. And all of those things that they went through, they put it in their music. That's why it feels so familiar and personal sometimes. So they expressed all of the stuff that was happening with them in their lives to the music. That was their gift. And as we're going through life and we go through all of these things that everybody goes through, right? And the mind is always chatting in the background. It's always active. The thoughts, they seem to never want to quiet down sometimes. Trust me, I know how that is. We all go through that. And when I'm having a moment like that where there's too much mind clutter and chatter, and the thoughts just don't want to go away, don't want to stop, and you just want to calm down and enjoy some peace and quiet, sit in your own serenity, so to speak, right? I use music. It works wonders for me. It shuts everything down. And it's almost like you're almost entering this trance of being in another realm, because it changes your tune, right? It changes your vibe, it changes your frequency. So I'm going to share with you some of my favorite stuff that I listen to, the names of, you know, the artists that I enjoy. And if you like music like me, feel free to check them out. You won't be disappointed. Constance Danby has always been one of my favorite. Unfortunately, though, she's not alive anymore. But her work lives on. What's unique about her is that, and you don't see a lot of musicians that ever did this. There were some, but they're very rare. It's a special breed, one of a kind. She built all of her own instruments by hand. She had all these crazy looking weird organs made out of all of these like metal geometrical things, big things. It was gigantic. You can check out some of her videos on YouTube where she's in her own home and she has the instruments and stuff, and she talks about all of that stuff. But the sounds that she made through her music are just, it's on another level. Like really, it's like being transported to heaven. I'm not even kidding, guys. I love her stuff. And she wrote a quote, I don't remember by heart, but it was on one of the CDs that she had that I still own to this day, that she said something along the lines of, everything in the universe is made and created by sound and frequency. Without sound, without music, there wouldn't be creation. Music, sound, frequency is the origin and the root of all creation. Now, it might not have been exactly like I said, but it was something along those lines. And that always stuck with me. I've always remembered it. Beautiful, beautiful thing. So yeah, Constance Danby is good stuff, guys. Trust me on that one. I listen to Mei Lan, anything from her, anything. Another wonderful person. Clara Sophia and her partner, they do beautiful work too. Malte Martin with his hand drums. PyTunes, I love PyTunes. PyTunes is so good. Matter of fact, a few days ago, I was coming here listening to PyTunes in my car with the windows rolled up and everything, but it was loud because I like to crank it up, right? And there was a couple of young guys, adjacent to me. We were at the red light. They were probably in their early 20s based by the looks. And the guy is making gestures to me and stuff, So I rolled down my window and he was like, "What are you listening to?" And I was like, "What I'm listening to? I'm listening to PyTunes." And I think he checked it on his phone immediately. I guess they liked what I was listening to. So, yeah, life has those, weird, wonderful moments like that sometimes. Music has helped me so much, though. It was a major catalyst and instrument for releasing a lot of trauma and things of that nature. When we all have those moments, and everybody goes through this. Everybody goes through this, guys, where you feel the weight of life on you and all the things that happen, and you just want to sit with yourself there and just cry for a while and let it all go, right? We do that. And those that don't suffer, because you have to have a way of letting it out somehow. You can't, I talked about this many, many times, especially in recent times, and especially when it comes down to men. We have been conditioned and trained and educated to be this like unbreakable fortress and to just keep bottling everything up inside and never open up, never do anything about it. And when you do that kind of stuff, it's like a pressure cooker. Eventually it's going to explode. We can't, human beings were not designed that way. When you go against your own nature, in that sense, you suffer. And it's not fun. So sometimes you just gotta let it all out. Oh, wow. That's a big snake. Well, it's okay. I don't know if it's the same one from last year, but that was a big snake. Yeah. It's some type of black snake, though. Anyway, music is good, guys. Music is good for you. Music is beautiful. And it's a very powerful tool to help us with the healing process and the whole rediscovering ourselves thing that I have talked about so many times here before. And perhaps that's one of the things music is for. And there is so much, bad music out there today. And what do I mean by that? Well, pay attention to the lyrics, pay attention to what the music does to you, what makes you feel. There's stuff out there promoting hatred, division, violence, lust, degeneracy, all kinds of stuff. It's everywhere. And it's not exclusive to the music industry. It's in movies, it's in the media, it's everywhere these days. So we have to be wary and careful with what we consume because it affects us in more ways than you may think. Some of this stuff goes straight to our subconscious mind. And it will have effects on us, whether we know it or not. But I think music is a blessing, especially the type of music that I'm talking about. Sometimes it feels like these people, they came here just to do that, to heal humanity through their music. This is how I feel when I listen to some of this stuff. So maybe this was helpful in some way or another to some of you. That's my intent. That's what I hope to do with this video. Because music is powerful to help us heal, understand ourselves better, reconnect with our own divinity, so to speak, right? And this is really all I wanted to talk about when it came to this. A little disappointed that the first time I recorded this, didn't work out somehow, but I guess I was meant to come back here and do it again for some reason. So that's what I'm doing. Because I wanted to get this out there, because I think it's important, and I think people will appreciate and enjoy this. So, like I said, if you're anything like me, if you like music, the good kind of music that makes you feel really good about yourself, that it uplifts your soul, restores your spirit, heals your psyche. Check out some of the stuff that I listed. It's beautiful, it's great, and it's helpful. It helped me. I can tell you that 100%. And any type of classical music, doesn't matter who it is. That's always good too. I have a lot of that stuff. A gift I inherited from my grandfather on my mother's side. Wherever you are, Grandpa, just know that I still listen to a lot of that stuff. And I miss you. More than you know. Anyway, this is really all I wanted to talk about today. If you like the content, you enjoy what I do on this channel, don't forget to click the like button, share, subscribe. Helps the channel grow and reach more people. And that's the reason why I make these videos. So, be safe, take care, much love, and I will catch you all on the next one. Till next time, my friends.